Hi everybody, welcome very much to the channel. Today we are doing some reacting video, that's true. We are reacting to CrackedyHere video. Make sure to check him out on YouTube and on Twitch. I will leave the links down below so you can watch him. He's a great caster, great player, great streamer as well. So make sure to check him and make sure to leave a like and subscribe on this video and to check me live on Twitch as well. It is all about nerfing HRE, Holy Roman Empire. Crackedy has been talking about it for very long, and me too. I always thought HRE didn't make a lot of sense. The fact that they are very focused in one way to play the game, not anymore, because people finally realize that they're actually very strong in feudal, with the strongest economy, but I also really think that the movement speed on the units for free changed a lot of dynamics, because now you can choose fights, you can run away from certain fights, but in the end, I think HRE has too many bonuses that they don't need to invest into. Akan Chapel gives you 40% boost just because it exists. You can have 2 or 3 prelates ready to grab the relics before you age up, and that will be bad for other cities because you just lost 3 villagers from your town center, but not from the HRE because you have the Akan Chapel, then you get the relics, double in value, you can put them in towers, emergency repairs doesn't cost anything, emplacements are cheaper, and if that was not enough, you also have the best man-at-arms in the game, very hard to counter, and also, it's not over yet, guys. Your Imperial Age is cheaper if you go Palace of Swabia, and guess what Palace of Swabia does? It makes villagers in 7 seconds, and they cost almost nothing. So all that combined gives HRE a lot of economy to just do that, just go Imperial and spam units and spam villagers and the all toxic threat that we know, fast Imperial into Swabia, into 1,000,000 towers with bombarding placements, because you have gold from the towers and you have cheaper emplacements as well. Let's see what points Crackedy brings to us as well. Let's see what we think about it. Let's go.
Hey guys, it's Crackedy here, and today it's a little bit of a different video. Now, usually what I do on this channel so far, or at least for a little while that I've been active on this channel, I've usually just upload either gameplay or like the occasional guide, something like that, a cast here and there. Usually I'm just live streaming over here on YouTube, but today it's a little bit of a different video because today I want to cover a topic that is actually like pretty close to me. I'm a relatively competitive gamer, I would say, usually, especially when it comes to Age of Empires 4 or Age of Empires in general. I always look to improve. I wanna understand the game at a very like deep level and just have really good macro. That's kind of how I really like to play my kind of games. Just have a good knowledge of the games and have that like kind of be the main thing that you're really good at. And that kind of leads to today's video, because today I want to talk a little bit about balance in Age of Empires 4, because
just before he continues, I think the balance is great in AOE4. I think the only thing broken, quote unquote, right now is HRE and then Byzantine at higher level, because I think at my level Byzantines is not very OP. I think we can't really use Byzantines to a very strong. My level is, I'm right now Diamond 2, I was Conqueror 1 last season, I'm almost Diamond 3, we're coming back to Conqueror, so Diamond 3, Conqueror 1, I think we can't really use Byzantines very well, but at the high level I've seen games, cast tournaments, Byzantines are really good. I think HRE is just straight up unfair. There are certain things, right, like siege, springolds, certain buffs, certain landmarks, but I think there is no major problem with the balance of the game. It might be your preference, it might be my preference about something else, but I think HRE is really a problem right now. Can you beat it? Yes. Is it fair? No. You know?
Many times when I talk about that, about the balance in Twitch chat of like other streamers and so on, I get ridiculed a lot of times about like, oh no, it's not that bad, you're over.
No, Crackedy, stay strong, you are right. Bro, I was bro, actually, not boasting about myself, I know this video is about Crackedy, but there was a lot of things that I got right, and I was like platinum at the time. I thought Malian Kaobum was too strong, got nerfed. I thought Trebs were too expensive for how bad they were. They got buffed. I thought Keeps were too strong, and they took too much time to get down, to get destroyed. They got nerfed. I thought English for a long time it was too crazy. The White Tower, it got nerfed, and there was something else but I don't remember. Oh no, I think the Mongol Tower. Yeah, I thought also that Mongols were too strong in Dark Age and that got nerfed, because that happens a lot in Reddit as well. You have a good idea and then they ask. I don't participate in Reddit. I just read. But a lot of people have good ideas, and then somebody else asks their rank, and I'm like, I'm Platinum. And then they proceed to discredit the Platinum's opinion. But bro, you don't need to play well the game to have an idea and a good thought. Especially Crackedy is a Conqueror 3 player, great caster. He has seen thousands of games. I think other players should take into more consideration his opinions. Right, so don't be afraid of that, Crackedy, stay strong to your opinion, and let's fucking go.
Reacting, the balance isn't that bad. And for the most part, I gotta agree, like, currently the balance is really good. Compared to what it used to be.
It's really good.
At the very least, I think the balance right now in Age of Empires 4, it's in a pretty good spot, but...
Maybe IU beats are a bit too much crazy as well, but they already received some nerfs.
Here and there are still some things that, in my mind, just shouldn't exist. Or
yeah, I agree, and also it's not pause debate, okay, guys? But I just think certain things like English and HRE can throw some new players away from the game, and we don't want that. We don't want a new player or a returning player to come in and feel cheesed. Feel like this doesn't make sense, this shouldn't be in the game, this is unfair, right? We don't want that.
Should not exist the way that they currently do. And today's main topic is gonna be about the HRE. Now, a lot of you probably already know that I'm not an HRE enjoyer. In fact, I'm an HRE hater.
Let's go! See?
I really despise what HRE does to...
Bro, for me, it's... What I really despise about HRE, Fast Imperial with towers. So bad, bro.
The rock, paper, scissor kind of format when it comes to like gameplay, game styles in Age of Empires 4. And
so yeah, he's referring to Rush beats Boom, Boom beats Turtle, and Turtle beats Rush, right? Something like, I think it's what you, right?
To clarify, there are like three mainly distinct playstyles in RTS in general that have evolved. So you got booming, you got turtling, and then you got aggressive play.
For ones that they don't know, booming is relying on your economy to win the game, getting more villagers, more traders, or more eco upgrades or eco bonuses. Turtling, like the name suggests, is you get confined to your shell of the turtle. You defend with towers, with siege, with TC, and then aggressive play is aggressive play.
Now these three playstyles, they can be mixed a little bit, especially as the game goes on. Like you start off playing aggressively, but then later on you get like an additional town center or something like that. That's when it gets a little bit muddied. But like at its core, there are these three different playstyles. You turtle, as in you just defend, maybe you get attack advantage, something like that, and then you try to win the game like that against an aggressive player. Or you play aggressive against a player that is just booming up, invests a lot into economy, doesn't have that many troops out, and you just overwhelm a player like that. Or you boom, so when your opponent turtles up, you just add another TC because you know, oh, they're not going to do anything for the next couple of minutes, so you can just boom, get a lot of units out with your superior economy and overwhelm them. So these are like also, this is like the rock, paper, scissors format, right? Like booming beats turtling, turtling beats aggression, aggression beats booming. But here's HRE. And here's where...
Here's HRE and how HRE destroys all that.
It kind of grinds my gears a little bit. Because HRE, the inspiration, it's 40%. So the inspiration mechanic, for those of you that don't know, actually we can just look at it, because I actually have an example for you guys today. Nitpicking. Many people might be like, oh, Crackedy, this is a nitpicked example. You can't just like choose a game. It must be statistics, man. There need to be at least 3 million games played until you can actually make an argument for something. No,
Yeah, that's true. No, that's true. You can see two things at first glance and see that's better or stronger than this.
To those people, no. You can just look at what a civilization has. You can know from experience. You can
I
know
say that a lot, yeah.
from watching other people play. I see a lot of games. I watch a lot of games. I play a lot of games. I know that this is broken. People that tell me this is not broken are wrong. I'm just gonna straight up say, people that tell me that this is not broken, they are wrong. So let's just...
I forgot one of the most annoying things about HRE. What was it? What is it, I mean? I talked about emergency repairs. No, I talked about it, emergency repairs. I talked about it. I said that it should cost something. And the cooldown, bro. Beastie made a video about the cooldown of emergency repairs years ago, where the cooldown shouldn't start when you click the ability, the cooldown should start when the ability ends. It's still not fixed to this day. Unbelievable.
look at it. Let's just look at it. Okay. So over here, I was just minding my own business today. I was playing a game. Well, not mind my own business, but I queued up. First game of the day. I run into Ronin Mortadello. So you might be, this guy, who is this guy? Probably just a new player. Never heard of this guy. Bad player, don't care. Nitpicked example. This is Vortex, you guys.
Yellow Lizard saying, I do think it's interesting it took too long for HRE to become a problem. They've been like this forever, yeah. But I think people are really overlooking the movement speed in the units. Because I remember back in the day, people were like, why is HRE so bad in Feudal? They have the best eco in Feudal. Because that horsemen suck, so you can't really use horsemen for mobility. So you have men-at-arms, spearmen, and archer that were really slow, and you couldn't peak engagement, and you couldn't run away from engagements. Right? I think the movement speed really changed everything. Also, I think people finally realized, in conjunction with the movement speed, that the feudal HRE is really good. And not only that, English and Byzantines and Ayyubids were sharing that S tier with HRE, and Ayyubids, English, and Byzantines all got nerfed, but not HRE in a significant way. So everybody that wants to just play what's the strongest and broken, they dropped all those things and went to HRE. So now more people are exposed to HRE, thus more concernings being raised, right? Or people in all leagues learn Beastie's HRE playstyle. No, it was before that. And I think HRE is a problem for a very long time. For a very long time. I always thought, like, they have great economy, double value on the relics, cheaper Imperial Age with super fast production on villages. Like, what? That doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to leave the base. I always thought that. People that watch me for like a year, they know I've always been complaining about this.
This is Vortex. So, you know, it's an incredibly good player.
Oh, I see Crackedy's argument. He's going to be like, I won against Vortex because I was HRA. Okay, we have to see. Might not be a good argument.
Those of you that don't know Vortex, first of all, what the fuck? Shame on you. Second of all, really, really good player. He's playing as the English. I'm playing as the HRE. And going back to the topic, what is inspiration? HRE, they get access to prelates in the Dark Age. Prelate, religious unit, you know, like your scholar, like your monk. But the prelates from HRE, they inspire. Every couple of seconds, they inspire a villager. That villager gets a buff for, I think it is 30 seconds.
Just by the way, that statue is amazing. Just saying.
Or a minute or so. And you can see here, this buff inspired villagers gathering rate plus 40%. Now, how much is 40% in Age of Empires 4?
And the villagers carry more by default as well, so they are extra efficient.
The first real upgrade that you can get on your economy for your villagers. Those are the upgrades that you get in Feudal Age. Those upgrades, for one, cost resources, and second, they only increase the gather rate by 15%.
Bro, that's actually a very good point. The first upgrade gives you 15%. HRE goes into the game with 40%. More than double of the first upgrade.
You compare 40%. That is not one of these upgrades, that is not two of these upgrades, that is more than 2.5 times the value that you would get out of an upgrade. These villagers right now, they're gathering almost at the same rate as a neutral or not a neutral civilization, but like as the French do. Any civilization that like doesn't get any major eco bonuses. With Imperial Age all economic upgrades, they're gathering almost as fast as that, and you can get the economic upgrades on top of that. These villagers right now,
you can get eco upgrades on top of inspiration. So wait, they are as strong as Imperial Age villagers? What? I never realized that. That's crazy.
now they're gathering at hyper speed. And what this means is that you're going to be getting a lot of resources in your games as the Holy Roman Empire. And what this translates into is that the HRE can reach like one of the fastest castle fast castle age timings in the game. So they kind of fall into like the turtle civilization category, right? So booming usually works really well against them. But this is where it kind of gets broken, because you have that 40% economic upgrade, or an upgrade, but like the buff on your villagers. And in Imperial Age, you get the Palace of Swabia. Now, what does the
That's the real problem, guys. That's the real problem. It is.
Palace of Swabia do? For one, usually an Imperial Age tech costs, or rather landmark, it costs 2,400 food, so a lot of food, and 1,200 gold. Not the Palace of Swabia. For some reason, the developers in their infinite wisdom decided that the Palace of Swabia should be a discount landmark. So I believe it's like 15% that you pay less for it, so you only pay like roughly 1.9k food and roughly 1,000 gold for it.
Welcome to the stream, your favorite anime Batgirl. We are reacting to Crackedy's video about HRE being broken.
Which is very cheap. For an Imperial Age landmark, that is very cheap. You're saving 600 resources there. 600 resources. But what does that landmark do? A normal town center produces a villager every 20 seconds. The Palace of Swabia, if we just take a look at it, produces a villager at 66% less cost and 200% faster. 66% less, that means it's like 17 food, 200% faster. That means you get a villager out like every 6-7 seconds. And here's where it's broken. Right, because usually, against the HRE, a boom civilization would be the turtle civilization. This doesn't work here. This doesn't work because suddenly HRE can just fast Imperial Age, and they're on effectively 4 town centers.
That's true, you can't boom against them, yeah, because they will out-boom you. And I remember, bro, months ago, I think it was Ascalad, came into my chat, I was playing against HRE, and I was like, I hate this, and they agreed with me. They said, I hate that HRE can go Imperial and nullify the villager difference either that you got by raiding or by booming, right? Because it's the same thing for like you playing French, you kill a lot of their villagers, but it doesn't really matter. Because their villagers are better, and then they can get a lot of gold, buy their age up, and then they have more villagers than you.
Very little for their villagers and are able to quickly, very quickly in fact, overcome the eco advantage that a boom civilization or a boom style would give you. With the fast castle age as well, the HRE are able to immediately pick up relics. You already have a...
Chat confirms. He plays French a lot. Yeah, I used to play French a lot like last year. Now I play more JD a little bit.
prelate, a religious unit out on the field, you can make another prelate while you're on your way up to Castle Age, or in this situation, if your Archon Chapel isn't in range to buff up your gold, you get another prelate out even earlier. It is so incredibly quick, and you can immediately have prelates out on the map on top of the relics and just pick up relics immediately as soon as you hit Castle Age. The timing is actually so ridiculously small. Look at that. I'm playing against the English, so I'm like, okay, sure, he's gonna go...
Yeah, I love some knights too. Villager loss is negligible for HRE in Imperial, exactly. If you try to raid them in Imperial, you're just losing 3 units away, it doesn't matter.
Right? Like, he wants to delay me a little bit. He wants to delay my Castle Age. That makes sense. English, they want to delay my Castle Age because they just cannot keep up. The HRE fast Castle Age, it is just way too quick. If English just goes for fast Castle Age themselves, they're never going to be in time to protect the relics. And if they do go for like an Abbey kind of build, they're only going to have a single king out on the map, so I can just go for another relic wherever the king isn't at. And if they go for like horsemen, fat chance I'll just get a knight out. If they go for spearmen, fat chance I'll just make men-at-arms really quickly. And if they want to go for aggression, you can just drop 2 outposts. By the way, the HRE also get cheaper emplacements. So while I was aging up to feudal age, I just had my 3 gold villagers because I didn't need gold at that point in time. I just had them do 2 trips. Because HRE villagers, they also carry 40% more resources. I just had them do 2 trips on the stone mine. Suddenly, I have enough stone for 2 outpost emplacements. Now, I'm getting idled out a little bit over here just because the emplacements aren't in yet, and I need a little bit gold for the next emplacements. Boom, there we go. Next emplacements coming in. English also a little bit broken, like 7 tiles of range on these.
Bro, Crackedy is agreeing with me here. For a long time, I've been saying that the English and HRE are a bit unfair and unbalanced. Finally, people reaching my level. Let's go.
Units, like my outpost with emplacements, how much range does that have? Guess. It's 7. They can actually, if I only have 1 outpost here, I'm fucked. I actually need to make 2 outposts to be fine there. If I only make 1 outpost, I actually can't gather gold anymore. So, yeah, you kind of got to make 2 outposts, but it's so worth it. Like, the second outpost here, just so he's not able to range me, it's so worth it. And longbows are even going down here. He's lost a lot with his forward there. Longbow even going down there. Only 1 longbow remaining. And this is kind of a fucked up situation now, right? Like, many civilizations just cannot delay HRE. Now,
That's very true. That's very true.
Some people right now might be like, oh yeah, but this is because it was an aggressive playstyle, right? You said it at the beginning. Aggression isn't good versus turtles. Yeah, I did say that. I did indeed say that. The thing is, if he doesn't put aggression on me, I could have been aging up right now. Like, he's already delayed me a significant amount of time. Like, HRE, completely unpunished, if I don't need to make these 2 outposts there, I would already be on my way to Castle Age. And at that point in time, the other player would usually just drop their second TC or just have finish their secondary TC. And at that point in time, I can very quickly just gather up the relics. And the thing is, a normal relic generates 80 resources per minute. That's as much as 2 villagers gather up. But for the HRE with the Regnitz Cathedral, that gets doubled. So every single relic that I get there is worth 4 villagers. A normal TC, reminder, takes 20 seconds to produce a villager. Every single relic that I get reduces the value of my opponent's TC by 80 seconds, pretty much. By like 80 seconds. It's like the villager, or rather resource effectivity, would be reduced by 80 seconds from the TC. And there are 5 relics, so considering, like, if I got all 5 relics, that would be as if my opponent's secondary TC would be even out. It just wouldn't be effective, like with the villager production for like 6-7 minutes, and that's just crazy to me. That is just absolutely mind-boggling to me. I think that's just so crazy. And you know what you can do in those 6-7 seconds? That's right, you can just go fast Imperial Age. And I want to just once again stress how much better this player is than me right now. Vortex. So he failed a little bit with the early aggression. It's really tough to pull off. And now he's going for his own Castle Age now behind this, because obviously he wants to deny me the relics. I already have a Prelate out here on this relic. This Prelate over here, he's being a little bit greedy. He's going all the way over to this relic right there. We're just going to speed up a little bit here now. So Castle Age is going to be coming in now for Vortex. Managed to delay me by like 1.5 minutes.
English when they can zug zug or crying. A Batgirl saying, I think in the lower ranks she can force HRE to FF if you take enough heals out, yeah? But forgetting in teams, yeah. I thought that's some random English player. No, that's Vortex. Exactly, that's Vortex.
Which isn't bad, but his age up, it's still going to be massively slower. Like either way, whether he went for like fast castle or if he just went for aggression or booming, it's kind of the same. Now we're just getting a knight out just to be a little bit annoying. We already got 2 relics in. Opponent ages up. Knights immediately in production. Wants to deny relics. Boohoo. 3 relics are already in my possession. 3 relics are already in my possession. It's so quick. It's so quick. We got 4 units, 4 prelates out right now. 3 of them are currently just swooping up all of the relics off the map. My opponent now on 6.
Yeah, this is one of the main problems as well. Like I said earlier, HRB can make prelates out of the TC, lose villagers, that doesn't really impact them, and then they grab relics.
TC, so with a second TC, he's now going for boom approach. And right now we're just being super annoying here, just making sure he's not really getting any gold income right now just by weaving in and out there, in and out. And this actually makes a lot of difference, because you can see right now, like the gold income, it's shrinking per minute. Like it's actually shrinking a lot. But yeah, now Monastery is coming in as well. We're trying to go for this relic, but at this point in time, our opponent is going to be able to at least have a knight out to try and deny that. So our opponent's trying to distract us here on the side, so we're just going to be sending knights back on over. And behind this, because it's so easy, we're just going to go up to Imperial Age. 11 minutes, we click Imperial Age. Our opponent's been in Castle Age for 3 minutes. We're just going to go up to Imperial Age. We have been in Castle Age for 3.5 minutes.
Bruh, he was in Castle for 3.5 minutes. He's going Imperial at 11. Oh my god.
And we're just jumping straight to Imperial.
Ridiculous.
Our opponent right now, with his 2 TCs since minute 8-ish, 8.5-ish, is ahead 5 villagers. We on the other...
Lol, I'm ahead by 5 villagers versus Schwabia. Schwabia on double wood line too, yeah. So much wood, so much farms, buildings.
And though we have 4 relics, we capture 2 sacred sites. Okay, getting decapped now, but you know, it's a lot of resources. It's a lot of resource. Now, we're Imperial Age. Look at that. 7 seconds, 17 food. This is why people call it the villager printer. Just gonna garrison up. Knight. There's no upgrades yet. There's no blacksmith yet. It's so... The timing is just too quick. The timing is just way too quick. Opponent tries to go for more raids. Because usually in this situation you just wanna like all in your opponent, right? Like you wanna kill him. But you can't really do that as well because the emplacements are so cheap. Look at that cannon placement in. So this entire area is kind of like off limits unless you have siege. And even if there is siege, I got so like I don't care about losing villagers. I just don't care about losing villagers. Look at that, lost 7 villagers. I'm only 5 behind in the end of the day. I can just remass them super quickly. I don't even have to really pull them here. Grant, I do probably have to pull them, at least just not that I die instantly, but 11 villagers down. Give it like less than half a minute, and we're gonna be up there again. A little bit of fights going on around the relic here. Just gonna deny that prelate going out once again, that monk going out once again. Now it's just ducking, diving once again with the knights. But we got decent placements here. Look at that, emplacement over there, emplacement over here, so we get free stone.
Bro, that's the playstyle I hate the most to play against. Bro, that's so annoying. HR Imperial into cannon towers.
Stone access, or safe stone access. Another outpost goes up here, another outpost goes up there. And with that, our entire economy is pretty much untouchable. We got 3 military units out. And those military units are prelates and 1 half-dead knight.
Twitch chat saying feels like you can turn HRE no matter what they go for. But for me actually, but also I'm like Diamond Conqueror. Night Sieves into aggression really work really well. But if the HRE player is decent or at my level, if they're not tunnel visioned in fast castling, they can defend feudal, they can. But most people I play against, they are tunnel vision in fast castling, and then they don't shift to defend in feudal because they have the best economy in feudal, hands down, right?
And this is all being played at a really, really high level. Now my opponent also looking for Imperial Age. He's at 70 villagers, so he still has the villager lead. But we got the relics, right? Now we're also putting the relics in the outpost, because guess what? HRE gets another nice bonus there, where now our emplacement has 11.4 tiles of range. The knight was over there! There were...
Bro, the knight was in another map, by the way, almost, and got killed.
2 knights there, both of them just got killed. 2 knights there, just got killed. The range, 11.4, 94 damage. It's insane.
How is this like this for so long, right?
1000 health, 75 armor, ranged armor, 8 fire armor, more relics in all these buildings, and the range is just insane. My opponent can't really touch our economy now at this point in time. We're just pumping out villagers, we're getting upgrades. I was lacking economy upgrades just because I was going for such a fast tech here the entire time. We're just getting all of those in right now. And you can already see how far ahead economically we are. 1600 food, so we're even there. But we have like 5 times the amount of wood gathering, even gold. It's just crazy. And now food is going to go through the roof here now in just a little bit as well. We're getting more upgrades in. So it's just gonna climb up higher.
Yeah, there's still 1 relic in the map, that's true.
And higher food upgrades, more of them are gonna be coming in now as well. All of these villagers here are inspired. By the way, something that you can do is if you put the mill in the range, whenever the villagers drop off, they're getting re-inspired. So even though the villager here is way out of range of the Archangel, because he drops over there and that is in range, he's just getting inspired with every single drop off. So I can just pump out farms over here and there, and they're all gonna get inspired because they drop off here in this mill.
Oh, thank you very much for the raid, Tafus. I hope you guys enjoy the stream. We are making some reaction content. Welcome to the stream, everybody. I hope you guys are enjoying your day. Let's keep watching.
Our opponent going for sacred sites now behind this, gets some map control, wants to stonewall up. He needs to buy time. Vortex knows that at this point in time he can probably only win this if he gets it to like a really, really late point in time. But at this point, like, we're just massing too much. We're just massing too much. Like, this is a crazy point. Our opponent's been on 2TC. We just went fast Imperial, just fast tech after fast tech after fast tech. We're ahead 24 villagers. We got all the relics.
Not all, there is 1 relic left.
And now we can just add in siege, make a lot of men-at-arms, get some hand cannons out, and just overwhelm. We can just overwhelm. And this is kind of like the whole story. And now you could argue, Crackedy, you're just talking about the problems. You're not offering up any solutions. What are you doing, man? Help these poor developers. They don't know what they're doing.
That was a very funny impression, yeah.
Here's my suggestion on how to fix this. I mean, we can just quickly fast forward because it's pretty cut and dry at this point in time, right? Like, we're just getting siege out, we're getting men-at-arms out. Just mass units, get the upgrades in for military. We want to get the... Okay, we already got the army tactics. We got 3 bombard cannons.
The Berkshire! Bro, the Berkshire just disappears.
Berkshire in the middle, don't care. And we're just kind of like running it down through the middle. We're taking out production buildings. Our opponent can't produce. He snipes some of my bombards, but not enough. We just run through at this point. And GG gets called. Yeah. This is like the HRE experience 101. Now, this is where I want to like go into detail on like how I would personally approach this, how I think HRE should get nerfed. and what I think would be like really meaningful nerfs there for the civilization. Not something that completely destroys the civilization, but just something that evens out the playing field a little bit more. So let's just talk.
For me, it was something like somebody said in chat today, like make the Akan Chapel, like you have to invest, you have to get an upgrade to increase the percentage of the inspiration, right?
Talk about the elephant in the room, the fast castle age timing, or rather the timings in general. They're too quick, especially very early on. The timings for the HRE, they're just way too quick. Whether it's about getting enough resource for fast castle age, fast imperial age, the timings there are just too quick, and it needs to be addressed in one way or another. And I think the best way to address the problem personally is a little bit of background info. I'm personally a big fan of taking stats away from a unit that I believe to be overtuned and giving them back at a later point in time when I think they're appropriate through an upgrade.
Yeah, upgrades, I see, yeah.
So what I think should be done with the HRE, the inspiration specifically, right now it's 40%. And people are used to the 40%. And it should still be a very big point of the HRE economy. But I think 40% is too much. What I think they should do is they should nerf it from 40% to 30%, so a 10% nerf. There's already an upgrade in the game, in Castle Age, that you can get to buff up the inspiration of your villagers by an additional 10%. So it goes from 40% to 50%. You could add another tier to that. So after a 10%, you can unlock an additional 10% in Imperial Age. So that way, in the late game, you would still have that massive plus 50% bonus economy from the inspiration. That is something that I think would absolutely just cut down the fast castle timing enough so that other civilizations...
I think 30% is still a bit too much, actually.
...could actually...
So maybe it starts at 20%, then you upgrade to 30, 40, and then 50.
Punish it with a boom, or just get a reasonably similar...
Maybe 25, right in the middle.
Timing in. If they also want to go for like a fast tech upgrade, like the eco civilizations, or rather the fast eco civilizations that have comparable bonuses to the HRE that might also be interested in going for that really, really fast castle age strategy. Another thing that I think they should do in order to fix that kind of like broken asymmetry where the rock paper scissors format is broken, where HRE, they start off as a turtle civilization, they go up to Imperial Age, suddenly they're a turtle and boom civilization all in one, is I think the discount on the Palace of Swabia of 20% needs to get removed completely. I see no reason why the Palace of Swabia...
I've been saying this for a long time, because Palace of Swabia being cheaper is basically a comeback mechanic. So you lost a lot of villagers, you're able to come back, but HRE is actually most of the times ahead, and then they get even more ahead because of Swabia. It's not a comeback mechanic, it's a throwing a foot down the enemy's throat mechanic.
Needs to be discounted by 20%. It's too much. It's simply too much. 20%, why? The civilization already has a lot of economic bonuses at that point in time. I think 20% is just... it's too much, and it makes a lot of people just completely ignore the other landmark choice as well, the Elsbach Palace, which is still a really, really good landmark, which you basically only see if HRE goes for like double or triple TCs early on, because otherwise it's just way too great having Swabia in the game, because as soon as you get Swabia out, suddenly you don't care if you lose a couple of villagers here and there. Even if you lose many villagers, you just don't care, because you can just remake them for very, very cheap at barely any cost, and in barely any time at all. It's just too quick, and I think it doesn't need to be discarded. It's already a great landmark as it is. It's already been nerfed. It's still like the #1 landmark choice for HRE. It doesn't need to be discarded. And I think at this point in time, we're kind of like at the end of this rant, at the end of this video. This is my opinion, of course. Like, I'm not just like, I'm not 100% objective on this. Probably not. I don't think I can be 100% objective on this. I've played HRE. I've lost to HRE, I've won against HRE. I think they're too good. I think there's just this one strategy right now, the fast castle, fast imperial age strategy, that's just always been too good. I've talked about it always. This is the first time I make a video about it. I just want to get my opinion out, and I don't know, maybe let me know what you guys think about it. Personally, I just can't stand it, losing to HRE when they just turtle into boom. It really gets my blood pumping, and yeah, I just want to make a video about it. So maybe let me know your opinions. Maybe let me know about your experiences with playing against HRE, how you guys feel about them. Maybe we can get a little bit of a discussion started, and hopefully we can just all find some reasonable compromises to how to deal with that. My personal objective, of course, is to get the civilization nerf, no doubt about it. But yeah, let's see what comes along. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, even though it was something different, even though it was more of a rant. And with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next time. Have a good one.
Okay, nice video, Crackedy, thank you. Can I get the YouTube comments as well? Hold on, guys. Oh, there you go. Let me check these comments on here. I've always thought that HRE is by far the most imbalanced in the game. Some things are broken, incredibly broken, while other things are just terrible. The window to pressure HRE is way too small. If you miss that window, they're going to have a really good lead. If you try simply to outboom them, they'll just boom harder by going Imperial Edge with the landmark that prints out villagers. And normally have discount instead of other landmark having it for some reason. So it's being able to make Imperial Edge stuff, like bombarding placements on their towers with Relics Garrison, not to mention they have emergency repairs for free, not having to research it or anything, that's just not penalty to using at all. This makes it even harder to pressure them. Also, personally, never been a fan of the gameplay of trying to deny them relics by walling them into palisades. Yeah, that's very true. Then they got landmarks like Minework Palace and Burgrave Palace, which are total jokes. Burgrave is pretty much only for a super eliminate arms rush that either wipes out the enemy or gets you wiped out. That's very true. And Minework is probably the worst landmark in the game, not even having that good of a discount on technologies that don't give much of a benefit right away. Even if it instantly gave all available blacksmith technologies upon a jump, it will still be worse than Akan Chapel, giving the insane 40% gather boost to 60 to 100% of their villagers depending on your spawn, or surrounding it with farms in a later game. I swear, anytime someone says HRE is a broken design, ton of people go, but their win rate is not high, so they are not OP, which is a stupid argument. If they got things that are brokenly overpowered and things that are in desperate need of being buffed big time, that's obviously highly, I think he meant big nerfed. The fact that Order of the Dragon doesn't have inspiration and that their landmarks work slightly different really improves many of the issues, so unlike HRE, I actually like Order of the Dragon a lot, which feels like a much more well-designed Civ, even if it has its own issues. Good point. Thanks for this content, explain your proposal for the balance, this is great. Finally, for good... Oh, this video was 3 months ago! Oh, my bad, Crackedy, I'm not subscribed to you. This was 3 months ago, bro. 3 months! No... Damn, I thought it was like 3 days ago. Finally, for goodness sake, I've edited this since the beginning of the game, and mentioned it a few times, but it was never particularly vocal about it. I'm not a pro player level, so understand that I'm not the most relevant opinion. I'm so glad someone with a pro player level of knowledge is drawing attention to this. From the explanations you have said and the example game you have shown, what is objectively evident is that the value flows of Schwab is far superior, even it's imperial. I proposed 3 years ago that edging discount should be the Elsbach. Schwab without a discount will be still a 8-tier landmark. Yeah. Really like that you are playing more and casting more. Nice. He also forgot to mention auto repair. I also thought this Civ is broken, but I'm not Conqueror, so I didn't complain. Yeah, the typical copium. I think there are good counter strategies. HRE basically gives map control and they go fast castle. In my opinion, you should use this map control to wall in relics and deny resources. Yeah, that's a good option, but you lose time for your villagers. Sometimes you can't wall them in time, then they just send one knight or 1 man at arms to burn down the walls. Alright, Then deny resources like deer and berries. They can do a farm transition, it's not a problem. Right. Yeah, HRE won't run out of food, exactly. How come HRE isn't winning more games at any level for at least the last year? And the only thing that's incredibly recently had buffed was getting free marching drills in Dark Age, which helps them on hybrid maps, not only, it helps them in every map. But you didn't even mention here, and I didn't matter at all. So the response, I want to talk about a specific strategy. The free marching drills doesn't affect the strategy at all, so I didn't mention it. Win rates are a weird thing. Sometimes they don't correlate with our experiences. There are ways to explain it. In my opinion, HRE eco is just so good that people get baited into being way too greedy and then get punished. It can also depend on the map rotation. Yeah. I like your opinion. This may be HRE player, that's why he's saying something like that's maybe he doesn't like HRE nerf. Yeah. Even Lucifron can beat the strategy. Go check recently Lucifron game versus Zerton on high view. HRE Bombard Tower plus emergency repair is dumb. Yeah. Okay, let's check the Reddit comments while I'm literally spamming devs since 17 months about switch the cost of Schwab and Delbach to make both the same cost. I have no idea why Schwab is cheaper, like doesn't it deliver enough value at a regular price? I'm just spamming human waves of villagers, building towers and walls all over the map. I don't care how many die. Yeah. Maybe if you spam them with... HRE is good right now because of the nerfs and meta change that have happened across the meta. BCS did the same. Fast Castle from almost Sieves usually ends in disaster for Mustics right now, and second TC is much weaker, so one TC all-ins is much stronger presently, and HRE gets the benefits up front with the Prelate, which is fine. HRE hasn't always been OP, kinda. It's great right now because of nerfs. No, full sim play HRE owes all speed. Yes, in Feudal are missing the forest for the trees. If you want to shift beyond Feudal all-ins and the that's such a bad take. And I saw people on this sub, but today, guys, just stop relics, get good. Exactly. That's the same when people were complaining about English. They were like, just kill them in feudal. Don't let them go into imperial, get good, right? There you go, the win rate soldier. Outside of water hybrid maps, there is no metric that aligns with that viewpoint, except by goal posting around a tiny sample size. Hybrids exist, but people are losing their minds over HRE that has had a sub 50%. Win rates don't mean anything. They're not representative how strong a sieve is in the hands of someone playing it optimally as well. Guys, thank you very much for watching this reaction video. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Catch you live on Twitch using the links on below as well, and I see you soon. Thank you for watching.